My name is Darla Bone Monaco, and I live at 10 Bayberry Lane in Cecil. I have two questions, and I didn't know how to address this, so this was the best way for me to do it. Blueberry Lane is kind of, for the first thing is people use it as a shortcut from McConnell down to Cecil Henderson above the church, and they fly. I mean, the traffic, some of the cars go down there and they hit a bump and they come off the road. I didn't know if there's any way we can put signs or speed bumps or something on that road that will slow the traffic down.
I get officers go over there.
Well, yeah, and maybe in the morning and in the afternoon, usually when kids are out, going to school, coming home from school, people rushing to work or rushing home. That's the first thing. And the second thing is there's a lot of homes on that in that neighborhood. It's a very small neighborhood, the lots are large. We don't have any streetlights. How do we get them?
We've been trying for how long, Dawn? From McConnell Road, about 8 months, 9 months.
Actually, it's closer to, in November will be a year.
Yeah, because McConnell has them, but
Yeah,
between McConnell and where Mr. Coppola lives, his father, Frank Coppola, there's none. And there's a lot of families who live there, and we were just wondering if there was any way we could get a street light, even just two, it would be great.
Darla, if you want to give Carol your contact information,
Sure.
I'll get a petition together.
Oh, absolutely, I'll go to my neighbors, I don't care, yeah, that would be great, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Carol, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Iryna Katsevich. I'm not good at public speaking, so bear with me. I am the owner of Cecil Elementary School, former Cecil Elementary School, and I want to talk about plans on developing further property. Through operating, I'm the one who built and operate actually every day. I work with tenants and I work with prospective tenants. I run into issues that our seniors need a tremendous amount of housing in this area. So they all approach me and they don't have funds to support the rent. So they all thought, because I worked with my husband in senior care, they thought this would be senior apartments, and they are not. But we came up with the idea of developing a senior housing on the other end of our lot. And so what I'm doing here, I'm asking if the township will be interested to support that idea.
So we can't answer that question, so what you would need to do is put together a plan and submit it to the township. It will go through the normal process of planning commission up to the board of supervisors. We can't tell you how.
This is different, I'll interrupt you a little bit. This would go through PHFA, Pennsylvania Housing and Financing Agency. It is extremely extensive process on the beginning of it, and before we get into it, I just need some feedback if you guys are even interested. This would be a low-income senior housing,
So
55 plus.
So unfortunately, though, we can't tell you how we would vote because, quite frankly, I don't know who would even be on the board at the point in time that it would come back. So I would hate to give you information like, yes, we are for it, or no, we're opposed to it, and then have you come back and have it not pass. So unfortunately, if that's something that you want to pursue, we would just tell you to pursue it and then bring it back to the board, and it would follow our normal procedure. We can't give you a yes or no one way or the other right now.
Okay, there are other thing, I'm working with the Washington County Redevelopment Authority, and there are some funds that are available for projects like this because for subsidized housing, it's not subsidized, low-income housing. There are funds provided specifically for constructing. I'm a private individual, and there are funds available, and they're asking if you can sponsor the applications for that as a municipality, because only municipalities can apply for that.
I would say, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but not right now. I don't think we would be interested. I mean, we could give you an endorsement.
It is not a fund that we would ask you for. It's just to represent us for that. I don't know how to
But
explain
just to
that.
clarify that, her letter of introduction, she did make it clear that she's not looking for financial
Correct,
support from the township, just
correct.
like basically support on applications and things like that.
I
It's not at all
understand that.
subsidized by the
I
township.
understand that, but how can you
I want to make
say?
sure the residents knew that she's not asking for.
No, not asking for funds. We are
But what if
actually
we
working
say-
on funding that through it's a federal program and it's based from in each state, but I'm just asking for like, support of the face of the municipality.
Yeah, so, I mean, I understand what you're saying and I appreciate it, but like without any formal plans or understanding, like we can't say yes or no. Like, you don't necessarily have to go through the whole process, but maybe if you could work with an architect or come up with plans and we can understand in more detail what it is you're looking at, we can consider it. But, and I appreciate you taking the time so much to come here tonight, but unfortunately without like any other information than low income senior housing, there's nothing for us to say yes or no to.
Understood, and all I'm doing today is thinking if you guys want to hear any further, we're working on some conceptual planning on this, and then we have done some market study to show that there is a tremendous need in the area. So all I'm asking for, if you want to further listen on the next agenda, we have a consultant firm that actually does that application,
So I would encourage you again to go through planning commission. So that is like the township's process, which is to come through planning, and if they recommend it to us, then it would come to us. So you can work with the gentleman right behind you, our assistant manager, Jack King, maybe do the presentation to them, get their feedback, see what they have to say, and then should it need to move forward to us, then it can at that point.
will do. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead, no, go ahead.
All right, Kara Sheridan, 58 North DePauli, just two quick things. In just having conversations with residents, the topic of flooding issues has been coming up a lot. I know it's been a really bad year for that with tremendous amounts of rain in very short periods of time. Just generally speaking, what should we be advising residents to do if they are seeking assistance from the township in, remedying some sort of flooding situation that they have? How should we address that?
So we've been setting up, so they could call down to the township. I can give you the number, I'm sure you have it. They can talk to Teresa or Dawn, and the information is then given to our engineer, who will work with the resident to see if there's something that the township can do if the flooding is being caused by something that the township can control. We can't go on to private property and fix somebody's personal flooding issues. We're not allowed, but that's the process that's been established.
Okay, that came up on Windcrest. There was a couple houses there where people were saying that there was, they were trying to divert their water, and then it ended up going in the neighbor's yard, and then there's all kinds of drama. So I wasn't sure. I mean, obviously they can talk to you guys, and someone can go out and figure it out. But
Yeah, we've looked at it. I can't say whether or not we've looked at that or not, because
Dan has been up there
Okay.
to look at it.
It's like if you come off of Mulvaney on the left-hand side on Windcrest there, a couple of houses, stuff come downhill. Okay, the other thing was I thought that that workshop on the comprehensive plan seemed promising, so I was just kind of curious are we needing another workshop, or is that gonna come up for a vote?
Yeah, so I think that, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the way we ended it is Dan and Jack were gonna go back and redo the map based on suggested changes from that evening, and then there will be another meeting sometime in October, November,
Okay.
to review those changes and make sure that what we talked about actually made it onto the map, and then once that process happens, it will come to the Board of Supervisors for a public vote.
Okay, great.
But I do agree with you that it was very,
Productive.
yeah, productive. I was gonna say successful, but that's the wrong word.
Okay, that's it.